Oh, I'm in a hole.
What's going on?
I don't know. The intro video went away. I'm scared. You're not Dylan.
I'm not Dylan.
Who are you?
I am Paulie.
Why are you here, Paulie?
Because Dylan wanted to slack off and take the night off. I'm kidding. He did not.
Welcome into the DK Experience, season number 4, episode number 3. I'm Kenny Gerard. That's not Dylan Zelinsky. That's Paul Beatty. And Paulie, before we get going, we do it every time. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, not as good as I was about 30 seconds ago. Mm-hmm. And that's because the Blue Jays just took the lead in the AL.
No.
Yeah. 3-run bomb by Springer. A Springer dinger. Not too good. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but definitely not as good. But hey, can't really complain. I'm here with you. It's a beautiful fall night.
Well, yeah, on the 1-year anniversary of the DP Experience is now the PK Experience. So last time it happened, I was in Seattle, but now I'm here. So we're going to do another episode with just Paulie, no Dylan. So, not Dylan. We're going to get into the Gridiron Recap for those who don't know. Gridiron Recap, me and him are football fans. We have a couple of teams we support, as you can clearly see. Tonight we decided to wear NFL jerseys. I'm a Giants fan. He's a Seahawks fan. Paulie, I'm going to let you start off with Seahawks versus Texans. The game is currently ongoing now.
Absolutely. And don't mind if I do, Kenny.
Oh, boy, here we go.
2 years in the making here. So the Seahawks, as of right now, are 4-2, which is a big surprise to not only me, but to a lot of Seahawk fans and football fans because, you know, this team, there was a lot of uncertainty. Sam Darnold, what is he going to do? He had that one good year because he had Justin Jefferson and a good cast around him in Minnesota. How would he do this year with, you know, receivers who are gone, like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett? But within that, Jackson Smith and Jigba has become one of the premier names in football, maybe an offensive player of the year. And the defense has absolutely killed it. Right now, they're winning against the Texans 7-0, which can't really complain about, so hopefully just build some momentum off of that.
Yeah, and you guys are in a tough division. I mean, the NFC West has been tough. You have a completely hospitalized team on top right now. You got the Rams, and then you've got the crappy Cardinals, but they're in the division, and sometimes they're not all that bad, so you know, it's going to be a tough test for you guys making it to the playoffs this year. The NFC is looking pretty
They are.
good.
It is looking wild, and especially with those Giants and how they perform, it's even looking crazy.
We're going to get into that right now. So, my heart is shattered into a million pieces. The Giants had probably the greatest choke job of all time, and the Broncos may have had the greatest comeback of all time. The spirit of Demaryius Thomas was with the Broncos in that fourth quarter. He went at 33 years old, unfortunately, God rest his soul, and then they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. There was another one that they scored like 2 8-point plays with 2-point conversions for him. All this stuff about Demaryius Thomas. I mean, all things considered, you know, I love Demaryius Thomas as a player, so if we have to lose on his night, I understand. And in the fashion they did it, that was a beautiful tribute to Demaryius Thomas. Now let's talk about the Giants. I am probably the most confident I've ever been in a 2-5 football team. I don't think playoffs are in our hopes anymore. I think that's pretty long gone unless they go on an insane run. You got a tough Eagles team you just beat, and they're looking to obviously not lose again to us. So I'm not quite sure. Jackson Dart played a heck of a game. We got Scattaboo, and he's fun too. This team's a lot of fun. For the first time in a long time, I enjoy watching Giants games. I just don't know. We'll see. We have a really tough schedule.
Yeah, bright future, though. I mean, at least it is a fun team. I feel like a couple years ago they were doing little like QB sneaks on like 3rd and 17. Like for the fans, obviously that's not what you want, and they've won a couple 3-win seasons, couple 4-win seasons. You know, a 2-5 team could end up being, 7-10, and that could be a complete win for the Giants, and the next year kind of build upon the pieces they have. So could be bright for the Giants.
The future is looking better than it was, but we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for MLB because Dylan don't know sports, but Paulie does. We'll be right back after this break.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10.
Thank you, Brummer.
I hope they do.
Me too. Welcome back to the PK Experience right here on WTOP 10. I'm Kenny Gerard. That's Paul Beatty. And speaking of the Blue Jays hopefully choking, it is now time to talk about some MLB playoffs. So, Paulie, I've made us a list of series that we have looked at.
Perfect.
And we will talk about the Yankees at some point, unfortunately. But let's start us off with the Dodgers against the Brew Crew. And that was about what everybody expected.
That was terrible. I thought the Brewers. So, for those of you who don't know baseball, the Brewers have been basically in mediocrity since their conception. This has been the best Brewers team in history. I think they won the most games. They were finally the #1 seed. I think they had the best seed in baseball, only to go to the National League Championship Series. The Dodgers swept them. Ohtani maybe had the best day, not only in the playoffs, but in baseball history. The hitting guy who hit 3 different home runs. One of them went 467 feet, 469 feet actually, out of Dodger Stadium, 6 scoreless innings and 10 strikeouts. You can't beat that team. I mean, it's as bad as it is, as much as we need a salary cap in baseball, it's not happening now. The Dodgers are ridiculous, dude.
Well, Paul, let's talk about the other side of the aisle now. The game that's currently ongoing, and now the Blue Jays with the lead 4-3. Blue Jays and Mariners, Game 7, the best 2 words in sports, but right now it's not looking great for those who don't like the Jays.
Right, and I don't necessarily I don't like them. I don't like them just because, not only because they beat us, they're into the division. Last time they won, they're Canadian. Like, if you're an American, Seth, and root for a Canadian team, Seth, you might want to rethink where you're living right now, Seth. Watertown is not north enough to be considered Canadian.
South Canada, maybe.
Right. Yeah, you're Dylan, too. But, like, you look at both these teams on paper, they're the 1 and 2 seed. They've been phenomenal all year. Blue Jays haven't won since '93. The Mariners have never been to a World Series. So for any baseball fan who is looking at this series, they are at least happy that a team who hasn't been there or hasn't been there in a while are finally going to make a statement and go into the World Series.
It's a breath of fresh air in the ALCS. Just unfortunately, I'm a Yankees fan.
Absolutely.
Speaking of unfortunate and Yankees, Jays do the Yankees over in 4 games. Paulie, take me through it.
Yeah, so the first 2 games were just complete onslaughts by the Jays. I think they outscored us probably by more than 20 runs. The Yankees pitching staff, the offense just did not show up. And then in Game 3, we go back to the Bronx. They decide to give us hope again. Here we go.
Says the Braves fan.
Says the Braves guy. We got freed. They disappear in games 1, 2, and 4, but they want to give us open game 3. That was about it. And after the Red Sox series, it looked like we could go on a little bit of a run, maybe to the championship series, but it stopped short in the divisional round.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's what you expected, but the Jays dominated New York all season long, and absolutely nothing changed when you got to the playoffs. It was about what everybody who was predicting it that wasn't named A-Rod or Derek Jeter was predicting. It was that the Yankees were going to lose that series. So speaking of the Yankees, talk about the postseason now. Boone, players, what do you think is going to happen in this postseason to make a change for the Yanks?
Like, what do I think? How do I think they adjusted to how they got as far
Yeah,
as
so
they did?
what do you think they have to do to get past the hump? You
Gotcha.
lose to the Dodgers, and now this year.
I mean, it's always kind of been fire Boone, just because if you look at all the pressers, we always do. It's the same thing every year. It's in the beginning of the year, you go win 20 of the first 25 games, and then you hit a little lull, and then Aaron Boone's sitting in the press saying, it's right in front of us, it's right in front of us.
It's right in front of us.
While they lose the next 10 games. So it's this up and down roller coaster, and then they end up winning 90 games, and then in the postseason, it's just been, I'd say for the most part, failure. The World Series run was fun. Obviously, you didn't win. This is the longest I think the Yankees have been in their entire 100-plus year franchise history where it's the longest time without winning a championship. I would say it starts with the front office and Aaron Boone, get Cashman out of there. I like the rotation. I like our relievers. I think as of right now, it's just getting those power bats, but also we need to focus on contact guys. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of power. You got Stanton, Judge, Belly, all these guys who are primarily hitting for power. We need those guys to come in who are hitting 310, 320. In this day and age in baseball, it's very rarely you see that anymore. So getting guys who have speed and who have, hit for contact, that's kind of what the Yankees need to do.
And a very lefty-heavy lineup for the Yankees that would also need to go.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Let's move on to the World Series predictions. What do you got? What are you looking at? I mean, the game's not over with the Blue Jays. I mean, I'll just check again, see if anything's changed.
No, I got
Top
it right here.
Still
4-3, 2 outs. Now they'll go to the ninth. Well, not the ninth. They'll go to the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah.
It's hard not to say the Blue Jays right now. They got a lot of momentum. They have one. They need 3 more outs to make it. I don't think you put any team this year against the Dodgers in the World Series, they're not going to lose. You look at every single position on the diamond, and the Dodgers have it in spades. Mm-hmm. Freeman, Betts, Ohtani, people like Tommy Edman have stepped up. Max Muncy's stepped up. Will Smith is always a good guy behind the plate. I mean, the offense and the defense, the pitching, the speed, it's all there for them. And I think someone said the other day, it's like the Braves of the 90s. Right now we have the Dodgers of our generation.
I think I said to you, the Yankees of our generation is what they have become. The Dodgers.
Yes, the Yankees. Yes,
correct. The Yankees
correct.
of our generation now is what the Dodgers are currently. My prediction, doesn't matter who comes out of the AL, Dodgers in 5.
I would say 5 too.
Same. They might get a win. I don't care if it's the Blue Jays or the Mariners. It's Dodgers in 5, and we're going to have a repeat. But, Paulie, that's all the time we got for baseball. We're through to yet another quick break. And when we come back, it'll be time for some hockey talk. Shout out Rob Finger. We'll go to a quick break. See you on the other side of it.
If you like action, romance,
sister, if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn. Tune in to new episodes of
oh boy!
Only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
What's Paulie's fault?
I can't even see what it says.
Everything.
Fault.
Oh, good grief. Welcome back to the PK Experience right here on WTOP 10. I'm the K. There's P. And P, we're going to talk about some hockey.
Yes, we are.
We've talked about a bunch of our favorite sports, and I think hockey's probably in that list too now.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke us up into a couple of segments.
Yes.
We have NHL first.
Beautiful.
Broad. Talk about whatever you want. Talk Bruins, Rangers, whatever you want. Don't predict anything. We have that for later.
Okay, cool.
What do you got?
So I only know the Bruins. I don't watch very much hockey other than like when I see that's Kenny.
Hi, that was
when I see like I don't know stuff on like Instagram. But the Bruins, they were back. They were 3-0. I was like, let's go. I got to post it on my Instagram story. I had to play ABBA with it because that's what I did. And then ever since then, we've been on a 4-game losing streak. It's been tough. I don't think it's been the toughest season for really anyone so far. But this was a team that a couple years ago, you look back, they won 65 games, which was an NHL record, and still is the NHL record. And then ever since then, it was a decline. We make the playoffs. That year, obviously, we were the #1 seed. We blew a 3-1 lead to the Florida Panthers. The year after, Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round, we always beat them, so nothing new there. Get beat by the Florida Panthers again, who won back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. The second year the Panthers won, which was last year, we didn't even make the playoffs. We were on a hot streak to start off, 3-0. We're 3-4 right now. It's not looking good. We got a peanut gallery of a cast we call a hockey team. It's tough to say that this team isn't going to be the bottom of the Atlantic, but it probably will be that. And it sucks because David Pastrnak, Charlie McAvoy, all these guys who have been here for like 7 or 8 years, they're going to have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll go to the other side of the aisle. We'll talk about the Rangers a bit. And it's similar, right, where the Rangers, they win the President's Trophy. They get 55 wins. They lose to the Panthers in the playoffs. And scoring well tonight, being the first goal in the Garden is just not going to cut it. I mean, I know we have injuries. I'm just not aware as to why the Rangers have tumbled so hard so quick, just like the Bruins. I feel like me and you are in very similar positions. Both our teams were phenomenal. And now, I mean, even just looking at the standings right now, I mean, early on, we're ahead of the Blue Jackets and Islanders, and it's not by much. I mean, we're at 7 points. We're there with the Flyers. It's hard to say that the Rangers are going to make the playoffs this year. It's easy to say they're going to be a bottom 3 team in the Metro. I don't have high expectations for New York. Neither do I Boston. I think both of our teams are on the downswing probably, but let's talk about teams that are on the upswing. We're going to bring it right back here to the shores of Lake Ontario. We're talking some Oswego hockey now. So, Laker hockey is back. Big win for the men's team and the women's team this past weekend. Women's team coming off a heartbreaking loss in the SUNYAC finals last year and then getting snubbed in the NCAA tournament. I will still stand on that. I'm still angry. And then the men's team winning not the NCAAs, oh my God, no, the SUNYAC, and getting bounced in the first round to the first-timers trying. Expectations are high on a team that has grown up a little bit. My fear is a sophomore slump for the men's team. My fear for the women's team is that they're becoming too nukes. They lost so many seniors, but both teams have high upside. Paulie, what do you think for these two squads?
I mean, I couldn't put it any better, Kenny. I mean, that's perfect. But I'm sorry, I don't know much about the women's team, but I'd have to go with what you said. Mm-hmm. For the men's team, I think the offseason, it gave them some time. I don't want to say mature because this was a team who won the SUNYACs. I mean, you can't really do any more maturing than that. You had, 17 freshmen on that team last year?
Yep.
They've only, I think, bonded. I think the morale has just gone up. I think being able to have kind of like a run-through year go that well, it can only kind of transition into this year. Though, what are the two teams that are coming into the SUNYAC?
Hobart and Skidmore.
And isn't Hobart like
Hobart
didn't they lose
for men's is the
games?
three-peat national champions.
So
and the first private school to ever join the SUNYAC, as well as Skidmore. not SUNYAC teams or not SUNY schools. So I don't understand how we got them, but
so like
came to play ball, left the UCHC
right.
and came here.
So, you know, we'll only be as good as we make us. But once we, you know, if we make it to the playoffs and we get into a game with them, it's kind of, you know.
Yeah, and I guess look at the other side of the aisle. I mean, for the women's division, they also add William Smith, which is the female counterpart to Hobart, and then also having Skidmore. William Smith, not a bad hockey school. Skidmore, also not bad. I think the women's team has a very good shot to run it back. The biggest question mark is in net. Lexi Levy graduates. She was phenomenal last season in net. Question is, can the newcomer hold it down between the pipes? That's going to be the big question for me. It'll be interesting no matter which way we go, and we'll get into predictions in just a second here, but let's go back to professional hockey. Let's talk about NHL predictions. Paulie, I'm just going to ask you simply, who's coming out of the East, who's coming out of the West?
Who is? Good golly gosh. I think Carolina gets over the hump. I know the last couple of years they've been, you know, I think maybe like the 2 seed, and they've made it to the conference finals. I think they get over the hump. I would be remiss to say that the Oilers aren't going to go back. I mean, they're hungry. They've lost 2 years in a row. They have the best player who was not under contract, but then they just signed him to an extension. They're going to be hungry for not only another run at the Cup, but for the Cup. So I'm going to say Carolina, Edmonton. I think Edmonton squeaks it out finally. I think that they'll have enough star power there. They'll win in 6.
Give me Oswego. Give me SUNYAC, I should say. SUNYAC predictions.
Oh, crud. I have no idea. Like, is if we make it or if we win?
Do you want me to do this one? I can do this one.
We both win. The men's and the women's team win.
I'm going to say that for the women's side of the aisle, I think it's going to be Oswego-Cortland in the final. At Cortland, Lakers get over the hump and win that championship. And the men's side, it's tough to say that I think the Lakers are going to make it into the championship again. I think it's going to easily be Hobart. If Oswego gets there, I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to host another championship this year. I think Hobart is going to be through and through the #1 seed. It's just going to be a tough question if Cortland, a team that's hungry to come back after a very bad choke job in the playoffs last year, can make it back in, or Plattsburgh, also a team coming off a championship loss, able to get back in. Yeah. 3 teams that are contenders will be interesting to see. I'm just going to be biased, and I'm going to say it's going to be Oswego, Hobart, and Hobart, and I'm just going to pray that Oswego has their number like they always have. Lakers go back-to-back. So that's going to be it for the hockey segment. We're going to go a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for everybody's favorite part, Cooking or Crazy. You're watching the PK Experience right here on WTOP 10.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10.
What's it say, Brummer?
watch
No,
Cooked
get
on
out of here.
Thursday.
No one's watching Cooked on Thursday. Your show is cooked. Be quiet. Welcome back to the PK Experience right here on WTOP 10. I'm Kenny Gerard. That's Paul Beatty. And I know we said Dylan wasn't going to be around, but I lied. I paid him $50, and here he is. Say hi, Dylan.
Look at him.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
So this is very – what was that?
Been better, but you know.
Yeah, so this is a very reminiscent episode of last year when I was in Seattle. He's just down the road, but yeah, right. That's enough of you. Click. So we're going to do our Cooking or Crazy. For those at home who don't know what that is, we've been given a topic from our lovely crew in the back, and we're going to debate about it. And then, unlike normal, Dylan will pick the winner instead of the crew. Sorry, crew. So the question that was given to us is, what is the best animal? And Paulie, I say I'm a gentleman every week, and you can believe it or not, but I am going to let you go first. So, Paulie,
I believe it.
Go ahead.
So I'll tell you what the least best animal is, and that's a blue jay. But
absolutely agree.
I would say, with no biasy, it's, for me, in my opinion, it's got to be a dog. So they are called man's best friend for a reason. That is your companion by your side, day in, day out. You leave for work, they're waiting at the door. You come back from work, they're still waiting at your door. Tail wagging, tongue out, they eat, sleep with you. You know, it's the best animal, I think, to have ever existed, and continues to be like that. You know, people say you're a golden retriever when you're acting all happy and cuddly and everything. I'd say dog, top notch, #1 animal all time.
It's a great answer. I'm going to go on my side. Man, you took the right answer, so I don't think I'm going to win here. But, you know, I'm just going to go with the other option that's pretty commonly taken between dog and cat. And I'm going to go with cat. I know that all three of us actually do have pet cats. We have Zinni. We now have newly added Earl. And then we have Bubba Cat. I'm sorry, I just blew right into my microphone. I think that cats are great companions. You know, a lot of people say they're not needy animals, and they're very easy to take care of. I slightly disagree. I think they are quite needy, and I think maybe it is just my cat. My cat is an absolute animal, but he's still a kitten. So, you know, I love my cat. I think they're great companions. They're always down to cuddle, and, you know, I guess in the Egyptian days they were man's best friends. So I will also say that I think that that's probably my best choice. I'm going to go with a cat. Wild card answers. Maybe a panda.
I'd go with...
Dylan, you got a wild card answer?
I don't know.
A platypus.
Ooh,
great choice.
Homunculoid.
A homunculoid.
Don't look up.
I have no idea what that means. I just said
something
something.
Psychology, something like that.
I have
They're
no
weird
idea.
Looking guys.
Oh, Dylan said hi to Brummer. I will say that my favorite like animal though, like if you're not talking about like a household pet, panda. What about you? Quickly.
Ooh, favorite animal. I don't know. Koala.
Koala. Dylan, you got like a favorite like zoo animal?
Platypus.
Okay. He already said that. I should have just known better. Well, Dylan, it's that time. Normally the crew would be selecting the winner, but tonight it's going to be you. Just remember who gave you the win last year. So, Dylan, who do you got?
Yeah, obviously I love my cat. I love Zinni. But, you know, I guess a little recency bias here and stuff like that. You know, one of the reasons I'm not on the show tonight is I lost one of my childhood dogs, Angel, today, so that kind of put a damper on it, and I am going to have to fully agree with what Paulie said, as dogs are man's best friend, and to quote the great John Boldis, we do not deserve dogs, so I'm riding with that one. I'm going to have to give Paulie that one, but Kenny, I will say I love Zinni, I love Bubba, I love Earl, but
it's a great answer.
Little recency bias right now.
Fair recency bias. I will say that all pets are great, and we don't deserve any. Yes. We don't deserve any pets. The correct answer is a household pet.
Household pet.
So
I will take a tie on that one.
Yep.
But
Rip Shelley.
Yep.
Hey, Dylan, any closing thoughts? Dylan, any closing thoughts?
No, long.
I've been waiting to do that for so long.
Long live Angel. Long live Angel. That's what he was saying.
Rest in peace, Angel.
Rest in
we will
paradise.
miss you dearly. But thank you for joining us on the PK Experience. We'll see you in 2 weeks when Dylan comes back and Paulie goes back to being